my dudes, welcome back to Internet Analysis. Today I want to talk about customer callouts, bad TikTok reviews, and the phenomenon of trial by social media. A business's worst nightmare. I find this topic so interesting because first of all, I love reviews and I greatly appreciate people who leave feedback. But also, reviews can be very powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility, especially when you consider the scale and intensity of TikTok virality.
21 million of you have seen that viral video.
You've seen the Hair by Chrissy drama.
Oh my god, I don't even have the attention span.
Baby, the tea's been hot. The tea has been a brr. They wanted a showstopper.
This whole situation got millions of views.
Not Hazel Boutique doing everything but apologizing.
Holding a person hostage in your place of business.
Thousands and thousands of people were posting about it.
Not every bad thing that happens to you, and I'm putting bad thing in quotes, needs to be a TikTok video.
So let's rewind. When it comes to negative reviews, there are levels of escalation. You can handle things privately and directly, give feedback, speak to the manager. But maybe that's not enough and you want to warn people nearby, hey, don't go to this place. I need to let the people know. For the record, I generally think reviews fall under good gossip. Sharing information is helpful and necessary. If a business has done terrible work, scammed you, ruined your hair, or maybe worse, they've exhibited hateful, bigoted, dangerous behavior, people should know that so they can be aware and avoid that company. There certainly are businesses that do deserve mountains of bad PR and to potentially go out of business. Of course, not every complaint is super serious, but regardless of whether the issue is big or small, people should be able to share their feedback. So anyway, you decide to post on your social media, maybe Facebook, local groups. You're talking with people you know, your neighbors. This can definitely kick off some small town pettiness, but the beef is gonna stay local for the most part. If you want to escalate even further, that's when you go public and maybe you post on TikTok. There are two main routes. One, you're just venting. Maybe you don't even mention the company directly. You just want to share your experience. Or two, you're gonna name and shame. You want to call that business out. Regardless, by going public, we have now entered trial by social media. It's about turning interpersonal beef into public spectacle. Trial by social media is a process by which the online public listens to testimonies, collects evidence, conducts investigations, and delivers judgments. As mentioned, today's episode will focus on trials featuring customer versus business, and we, the worldwide audience, who will probably never visit your town, let alone go to that business. We are deeply invested in this trial. We love playing a part in it, being the jury, and delivering our verdict. Innocent or guilty. Notably, these situations become events. Tablegate, Cakegate, Pastrygate. Dozens of other creators cover the news, including commentary videos like this, recapping, posting updates, and sharing their hot takes. This is now a live occasion, and we are all tuned in. Sometimes the customer is found to be in the wrong. They've made themselves look bad. You will be shamed. But if the business is found guilty, our favorite punishment is to flood them with negative reviews. 1,000 one-star daggers. PR nightmare. Maybe throw in some harassment and threats for funsies. Justice is served. Except, of course, what if we didn't hear the whole story? What if we got it wrong? Or, because people are messy and complicated, what if both parties are actually at fault? Maybe we shouldn't be subscribing to this innocent or guilty binary, but that's no fun. These situations are prime internet fodder, and I'll admit I get invested in them too. I'm only human, but I do worry about this dynamic, especially as we see this happen more and more often. Many small businesses and self-employed people live in fear that their next bad client is gonna go viral on TikTok, ruin their life, or destroy their business. And this fearful dynamic can create a paranoid or even like adversarial relationship between the customer and business. Whether you're a wedding photographer, baker, makeup artist, hairstylist, tattoo artist, no one is safe from the potential wrath. All it takes is one bad interaction, a mistake, or even just a miscommunication, and you can be exposed to the entire internet. So today I want to chat through a few examples. Let's examine what happened, how audiences behave, how businesses respond, and ultimately what this means for the culture. I feel like the most popular reviews or stories in this genre often involve hair or weddings, because both industries can be really intense, emotional, and stressful. They're very high pressure because there's little to no room for error. If you make a mistake, it can't always be fixed or redone. Let's start with the circus wedding. Here's a young bride complaining about how badly her wedding reception photos turned out. I remember seeing the original when it was posted, and yeah, these photos don't look great, but what really stood out to me was the theme. Circus? Carnival? It's very bold. It's very interesting. Maybe not the most photogenic. Court is in session and the photographers are on trial. This is a name and shame. The bride, Austin, tagged the wedding photographers in the post, Maddie Wood and Stephanie Lauren. We've seen this sort of case many times. It can be very painful and stressful to not like your wedding photos. I get that. It's hyped up to be the most special day of your life. You're supposed to look better than ever and end up with thousands of pictures of proof of your perfect, beautiful day. Another related saga on TikTok was Sepia Bride. This woman didn't like her wedding photos that she spent $8,000 on, which I'm like, woof, because they look like they have a sepia filter slapped on them, which, to be fair, yeah, that's a lot of sepia. But my question is, why are we bringing this to TikTok? When it comes to these callouts, I would assume that the customers have already tried to resolve the issue privately, directly with the business, but then they chose to escalate, bring things public if things weren't getting sorted. So back to the circus wedding, Maddie Wood responds.
Hello, TikTok. I truly do feel so bad for the bride. I have lost a lot of sleep over this. I have shed a lot of tears. This was totally being handled offline. And then everything was kind of, I wouldn't say settled because obviously they were unhappy, but everything came to an agreement. And then the bride decided to post this on TikTok.
First of all, Maddie points out that she had actually sent an associate photographer, so somebody else shot the wedding instead of her, which I guess is fair game because it was in her contract that she could do that. So these photos were actually taken by Stephanie Lauren. Fun coincidence, I've actually done a shoot with her. This was us a couple years ago, and we had a lovely experience.
I take my job so seriously when I'm working under someone else's name, and to have this happen is just incredibly heartbreaking. I want no hate or anything going to you. I really wish this could have been discussed with me and Maddie a little bit more behind closed doors and having it come to this.
And so far, these are very common issues that photographers face. Oh no, the client doesn't like how the photos turned out. That's a bummer. You don't like how they were edited. That can be really disappointing. But that's why, as a customer, you really have to research the photographer and look at a lot of their work and see if you like their style. These days, a lot of the pickier clients have been trying to request RAWs from the photographer so that they can re-edit photos themselves. But this gets into a whole can of worms because part of a photographer's product, their work, is the finished photo that they have edited. So a lot of photographers don't want to provide RAWs because that's like delivering half finished work, and then whatever edits you might do kind of reflect badly on them. So it gets messy. Anyway, Maddie says all of this was being handled offline. How can we fix this? What can I do? Maddie had offered to re-edit the photos. She offered RAWs, which she said she didn't have to, and she did offer a refund, which was not required per her contract, but she was trying to fix the problem. So she was very shocked when the bride not only posted the TikTok, but again, also tagged her and Stephanie. Now, it's very important to note, this whole time, Maddie has been communicating with the bride's mom, probably because the bride was 19 years old. Mormon, yes. Apparently she told Maddie, like, I'm not sorry, I just wanted to share my experience. No apologies. Anyway, this is when the trial gets interesting. The people, the jury, took this investigation into their own hands. They found the entire wedding gallery and discovered there were actually a ton of really great photos.
This photo gallery consisted of 1,000 photos.
Photos like these and like this, like what a lovely picture. Very sweet, like standard issue, like, you know, wedding photograph. Great, love the perspective on this one. And where Austin and Trent chose to show this photo, there was also this photo. And where they chose to show photos that look like this, there were also photos that look like this. And this versus this.
It seems that Austin intentionally only shared a handful of the worst photos.
But why go out of your way to create the narrative that all of your photos look like this when you had so many really great photos?
So the verdict is in, and the people are team photographer. Maddie and Stephanie are innocent, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna keep this shtick up the whole time. And ultimately, this bride kind of made herself look like a clown. But before we continue, this portion of today's video is sponsored by Warby Parker. If you're in need of new sunglasses or eyeglasses, you've got to check out Warby Parker. I picked some new sunglasses for the summer. These are the Jillian sunglasses with the teal tortoise frame. I love this combination. You've got the brown and the blue, and sometimes it looks like a little bit of yellowy orange coming through. Then I chose to upgrade the lens tint to rosy brown because I feel like it complemented the colors well, and it just makes it like a little warmer look. Warby Parker just makes it so easy to select your next favorite pair of glasses. If there's a store near you, you can shop in person, get some help from the friendly advisors. They also have eye exams available at many locations. Or of course, you can browse and order online, which is super convenient. I used the virtual try-on as always, and it is seriously accurate and very helpful. They also have this photo booth feature so that you can literally just scroll and see what each pair looks like on you. Glasses start at $95 for prescription lenses. You can use your vision insurance or FSA, HSA if you have those, and all orders get free shipping and free 30-day returns. You can click my link in the description to check out all the wonderful frames Warby Parker has to offer. So another big question, as a customer, what do you want from this? What do you hope to get out of posting publicly? Some people genuinely want the problem solved, and they hope that some public attention and pressure can kind of force the company to resolve the issue. But other customers, honestly, some people just want to take their anger and frustration out on anybody. I saw this TikTok recently.
When it comes to customer service, fast food, restaurants, people do not want a solution to their problem. They want some type of carceral level punishment for the employee. They want the employees to not only show signs of like emotional guilt, but they also want some type of like extreme punishment oftentimes. Like if we allowed it in society, I kid you not, customers would slap the shit out of us if they had the chance to.
Some customers choose to weaponize their negative reviews for their own enjoyment, I guess. Like this bride. Her mom was already handling the situation, but she had material that would make for a really good TikTok. You gotta make the content. Have some fun, causing a little drama, enjoying your 2 seconds of virality, and maybe you get to hurt this business that has wronged you.
It's because we live in an attention economy. And every single time something bad, teeny tiny, happens in our day, not even bad, just like it's not the best, we think, oh my God, now's my chance to get views and likes. It's enough.
Now, this is where the distinction between just venting, not mentioning a company, versus naming and shaming really comes in. Because if Austin had not tagged the photographers, maybe the post would have still gone viral, but obviously getting tagged quite directly impacted them and dragged them into this. And again, that choice to name or not can reflect your intentions. Do you primarily want to share your experience, talk about something that happened to you, but the focus is on you? Even if they may deserve it, you're not seeking public retaliation.
I'm not gonna put her name in here just because it's not about that, but I was like, I will be telling everyone I know to never come to you.
On the flip side, if you are naming someone, you're tagging them, you want them to see it, and you probably do want other people to join in on the battle. As always, I really think it does depend on the actual individual circumstance, because there are plenty of silly, petty stories, and then there are situations where it's totally valid, maybe even beneficial to society to name and shame that person. Anyway, my point being, especially when things blow up, public attention can be a weapon. It can quite literally be weaponized. And as with any weapon, sometimes it is necessary, and sometimes you may be bringing yourself and other people into a situation you're not prepared for. Many burned customers do want to encourage that tsunami of negative reviews. Let's get into that real quick. I actually find it fascinating how many people will watch some random drama and then take the time to go leave a review. Especially again, when we're talking about petty situations, okay? Someone else's bagel was not good. This hairstylist canceled that girl's appointment. Like, these are not your battles. I think people want to feel important. They want to feel involved. You want to do something, make an impact. And if you're on team client, you're going to go to bat. You're going to fight that company on their behalf. But overall, I am against this concept of flooding reviews for 2 reasons. 1, I do not support weaponizing large groups of people to run harassment campaigns. Even if you think it's for a good cause, you're fighting a good fight, it's a slippery slope. No thank you. And I get it. If you want to chime in, you want to comment, these situations can be very entertaining, but keep it civil. You know, you would think. Once we move into like bullying territory, people are searching for private pages or contacting family members, harassing, sending death threats. Hello, what are you doing? Get a hold of yourself. And reason number 2, I don't like review bombing because honestly, I believe in the sanctity of reviews. As an institution. I know review sites can be biased and sometimes businesses can pay to take down bad reviews. I know. They're imperfect. But ideally, I only really want to see reviews from real people who have actually been to or worked with that business. Am I a review purist? And then if reviews overall are less trustworthy, then they're pointless. And what will I do? How can I make a decision about what, like, restaurant to go to? And while we're on it, let me share some more of my personal philosophy. I think people are way too heavy-handed with their negative reviews. My pet peeve is seeing someone describe a minor inconvenience and they leave a scathing 1-star review. Babe, that's like a 3-star problem at most. We had to wait 10 minutes on a busy Friday night. They didn't give me an extra side of sauce. My order was wrong and they fixed it, but it took a while. It's like, my God, calm down. And again, to rank those sorts of interactions as 1 star, I just think is inaccurate. But yeah, maybe people need to get more comfortable with leaving like a 2 to 4-star review. That's probably where most things land in reality. Okay, and my last point, using ChatGPT to write a review is beyond pointless. I beef with ChatGPT in every sense, but like a review is inherently supposed to be a personal reflection of your own experience. A computer-generated paragraph that stole information from elsewhere is literally useless in this context. I know you might be trying to like become a local guide and you have to do like 1,000 reviews, but share your own thoughts. You don't have to write a thesis. Actually don't. Just a few words. Tried the special, it was good. Get a cookie for dessert. Hot tip, parking in the back. Awesome, thank you. Okay, continuing on. How should businesses respond when they are named and shamed or a bad review goes viral? And here's the thing, even great businesses make mistakes. You can mess up an order, drop the ball, maybe you didn't have the best customer service interaction, but it's really about how does the business respond to that. Here's an example of how not to respond. Valentina posted a TikTok.
Bella's Bagels in Jersey Shore. What is this? What is this? What is this? You have to spread your cream cheese.
Those are bad bagels. So the bagel shop does not contact her directly. Instead, they post this TikTok.
Not toasted, so we don't toast it. If it is toasted, we toast it. Now we put a little glob in the middle, and then we spread, cover all the edges, and then we cut it. This is how it should look. Nice and soft, nice and spread.
They explain this is how we make our bagels. It's kind of snarky, and looking at their page, they do make a lot of like kind of tongue-in-cheek TikToks like this. But from a PR perspective, this is a terrible response.
Whoever does the marketing for that bagel shop, petty. And they had time. Their response video was crazy.
Clapping back at a customer is almost always gonna sound unprofessional.
They should have reached out to her directly, privately, and then responded publicly with the customer in mind.
They could have made a video and been like, hey, these bagels do look bad. We agree. We're sorry, that is not up to our standard. And then they could be actually showing their own employees, reminding them, hey guys, this is how we do it every time. Our bagels should be flawless. Thank you. P.S. Valentina, please come back for free bagels. Love you. Like, you could have done that. It's tough because like, I know we're in the snarky social media manager era where brands are trying to be self-aware and silly. Companies are trying to find that line. But again, when you're responding to customer feedback, that is extremely valid, by the way. You're a bagel shop. You made some terrible looking bagels. Fix it.
It's been a year since the cream cheese scandal.
And I wake up to being tagged in the group chat, getting yelled at because of a TikTok that was posted. I might have been new, but I know how to spread cream cheese.
And the flashbacks hit me. I looked at the station and I could see somebody just spreading that square blob onto a bagel.
If Brian decided to actually whip the cream cheese every day, that this would not happen.
Next example, Glamorama's review of JL Patisserie.
Do not mind spending $10 on a pastry if they are really good, but you cannot use fake ass ingredients. That pistachio color is about as natural as my boobs, ass, and waistline.
I think this snarky, sarcastic, kind of harsh tone is like her brand. This is the kind of review that she wants to make.
$5 for a canali? I didn't even pay that, and Sandro fucking paid. I absolutely loved the pumpkin pie croissant, but everything was a little on the sweet and rich side, which personally, I like my sweets a little less sweet, so I'd rather get treated like shit and go to Paris again.
But honestly, overall, this review, she liked some things, she didn't like others. It's really not a horrible video. It's a pretty lukewarm review.
Now, with all of that being said, I think if you stay away from the expensive ingredients like these nuts, you can definitely enjoy a delicious, rich pastry here.
So the business did end up posting a response TikTok, but first I want to talk about some context. A lot of people refer to her as a food influencer. I think at the time she had less than 10,000 followers, so a relatively small account for TikTok standards. But it's important to know because if we're considering the power dynamics, this was not a huge creator sicking her millions of followers onto a company, as we do sometimes see in other situations. And I also don't think that this video had a ton of views before the response. I think it got boosted by that. But the main problem for the business to respond to is that accusation of fake ass ingredients. I think that's the most inflammatory thing that she said. So let's watch the response.
So we recently had an influencer reach out to us and asked to do a collaboration, and we respectfully declined because it was not in our budget right now.
First of all, I appreciate that the company does not name the creator or include any of her clips, so it doesn't seem like they're trying to put her on blast. But they do respond, sharing how this creator had DM'd them requesting to collab, which she specifies means the meal will need to be comped, including gratuity. And I'm like, you won't even throw in your own tip for the workers? We're giving you a free meal? That's a little weird. She had said, when it's a collab, I will still do the honest review and I'll highlight or focus on what I enjoyed and be softer, quicker on my words with what I may not like as much. If the experience is terrible, I won't post out of kindness for the hospitality. This is really interesting.
Then she essentially tried to blackmail us by saying if we offered the food for free, she would then write a good review about us.
I think referring to this as blackmail is a little extreme. But yes, the point being, this is coercive. She's definitely trying to pressure them. Maybe a little bit of carrot and stick. I could give you a good review, or I could be a little harsh. Watch out. But this does make us, the audience, question her reliability as a food influencer or a reviewer, of course. Would she have declared that this was a collab if they worked together? Or would she post it as if it was a completely unbiased, independent review? Because that matters, you know? Are you guys affiliated? Are you working together? Did you get a free meal and you might have an incentive to be nicer? And also, again, with FTC rules, creators like this should be declaring that this is gifted.
I told her we'd think about it, but she still came in the next day. We recognized her when she came in, and we still were very accommodating and offered her extra drinks. So we totally respect a bad review. But what we don't like is lying and bullying.
Now, this is just my speculation, but it is possible that when the creator showed up and all she got was free drinks, she might have felt slighted. Maybe she was unhappy about the rejection of the collab. And maybe that played into how snarky her video ended up being. But honestly, compared to other situations we've seen on TikTok, all of this is very tame. In the rest of their video, the patisserie owner addresses that big accusation of fake ass ingredients. Is the pistachio fake?
We have right here our pistachio paste that is 100% pistachios from Italy.
Then she goes and points out we have European flours, Italian flour.
Beyond the fact that we spend 10 times the amount of money to buy the ingredients, the most valuable part of our product is the time we spend to make them. Every single thing is handmade from scratch.
I think as a business, this is a great response. It's not snarky, it's not mean, it's not putting this person on blast, but they are trying to correct the record. The company was able to use this lukewarm review to, one, address how frustrating influencer collab culture can be. I'm sure it's annoying on the business end. And two, generate this into positive PR for the company, allowing them to showcase how fresh and high quality their products are. Then I believe after this whole saga, Keith Lee came by and they experienced the Keith Lee effect. So you would think things could end there, right? Okay, a lukewarm review, a business responds, everything's fine. Apparently, Glamorama had posted that she ended up being flooded with hate and harassment. Obviously, because of the context clues, people were able to find out that she was the creator and people found her video. I do understand that many people really hated that she asked for free food and didn't want to leave a tip, which yes, the audacity, influencer entitlement, people hate it, which is understandable. However, I do think this is an example of, again, people's hatred of anything related to influencers plus wanting to defend this bakery equals let's go harass that creator. I know I am probably giving her too much grace. I'm not trying to defend her. I don't like her review style, but I do stand by the fact that I'm like, yeah, she was mean. She made a mean TikTok. Begging for free food or demanding special treatment is annoying. Totally get that. Still, we'll never understand that drives people to go, like, actually go out of their way to harass, potentially send death threats, to just, you know, again, it always goes back to the internet villain of the day. Though I will admit, okay, some people do deserve to be bullied, like bigots and billionaires. That is absolutely fair game. The last example I want to share is about the Hazel Cafe anthropology table. I also saw this one when it first was posted. A woman posted a video asking for advice. She basically said, hey, I went to this cafe with my mother and my daughter, and while we were there, my daughter knocked over this table, and then the owner like held her captive there, demanding that she pay for it. Apparently it's a $1,600 table, and she was like, you need to give me your credit card, you're not gonna leave. Just a crazy situation. Then we get into the trial by social media, okay? People are ready to hear this case, they're ready to find the evidence and dig in. Eventually we get the CCTV footage from the place where you see this little child barely touch the table and it completely falls over, which first of all, terrifying. If the child had been on the other side of the table, if anyone else was there, this is a heavy table. I think it weighs over 100 pounds. Getting knocked over by a toddler foot, that seems like a you problem. As the investigators discovered, this is actually a console table. It is meant to lean against a wall. It is not made to be like a cafe table, to be sat at, to be eaten upon. It's not even the right material to clean, so like it's not food safe, whatever. But yes, most importantly, this table was in a very unsafe position, and if anything, this company is lucky as hell that nobody got hurt, because they could be sued their asses off for this negligence.
Now, thankfully, many people in the comments are defending the original poster, saying this is not your fault, and the fact that this restaurant, this business would expect you to fix something within their establishment that is essentially faulty. It is something that could seriously hurt someone.
This one, I will say, I think the verdict is obvious. The company is guilty, okay? Guilty on many counts. And now we get to final thoughts. One part of this that I thought about is how we really need to work on our communication. Running to TikTok to share your story or to rant or leave a bad review is one thing, and there is a place for it, obviously. But in a lot of instances, people didn't even speak to the company first. And it's like, hey, we need to practice that skill, okay? There are ways that we can actually de-escalate, and we might be able to address the issue without having to bring it to the masses, to the trial by social media, because it is pretty extreme. Another example I wanted to touch on was this bride who famously washed her makeup off right before her wedding. She had hired a makeup artist and she hated it, so she washes it off.
I'm shaking. No, it's okay. It's okay. You can redo it. It'll be perfect.
And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Weddings are stressful. You want to feel right. If you want to redo all your makeup that you just paid for, fine. And she could have just left the video at that. Like, core memory, panic washing my wedding makeup off. Okay, but you keep watching the video. She ends up being very rude to her makeup artist. She did not tag the makeup artist, but she had prior around her actual wedding time, so people put 2 and 2 together. And I just don't know why she chose to keep these clips in.
I'm scared that she's gonna want to do like touch-ups on me like right before.
Like, you're never gonna see her.
I don't want to see her. I feel bad, but I don't like it.
You like look better even without the makeup at all. Right? Like I was watching her paint your lips and I was like, oh, that is pink.
I was trying so hard to like it. She also like didn't blend in my neck at all. Rather walk down the aisle like this.
Okay, well now this is crossing over into like mean girl behavior. And again, did you need to post this on TikTok? You need your clout, you need to use this material. And that's actually the thing that pissed people off the most. At the end, she goes, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this. And it's like, oh, that's your real motivation. What's your intention in posting here? Is it to make things right? No, clearly not, because you didn't say anything to the makeup artist. In posting this, you just want attention. That's social media, but that's also why people dislike you and why this video got so much backlash. The makeup artist had responded and she was like, this really hurt me because I had no indication that she was unhappy. She seemed really pleased with it. She was smiling, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I wish she had said something because I would have tried to fix it, or, you know, I could have done something. It is true that like, I can even think of myself. I'm not very good at this. I am not confrontational. I'm not great at being more assertive when I need something. I am good. If I buy a coffee and the coffee is made wrong, I am brave enough to ask them to fix it. I feel like an asshole doing it. That's the funny thing.
It's so mean. Don't do it. It's the meanest thing you could do.
I'm like, I know they're okay with it. They're not gonna be mad at me, but I feel like a dick. I ordered iced and it's hot. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining your day. But yeah, it's like, you know, most businesses, they want their customers, their clients to be happy. They want them to be satisfied. If we're paying for a thing, we're paying for a service, they want to deliver a good product if they're a good business. And so we as consumers, part of our end of the bargain is like, we need to communicate. How are they supposed to know something was wrong, we didn't like it, if we don't say anything? And lastly, honestly, I do think as audiences, as members of the jury, we need to chill out a little bit, okay? It's fun to get riled up, but we also need to come back down to earth and be like, oh yeah, this isn't even my battle. It's okay. In thinking about this trial by social media phenomenon and looking at the bigger picture, I know people have always been fascinated by trials. We love public outrage and reveling in judgment. Perhaps it's human nature, but that doesn't make it a good thing. The mob mentality, the ravenous hunger for punishment and retribution. Again, most of the examples I included in this video are pretty tame. And even if someone started drama or was rude or made a mean TikTok, do they really deserve harassment and death threats? Some people genuinely think, yeah, that's the trade-off of posting online. And to that, I say, yikes. I just find it funny that in defending the person we support, we can say we hate mean girl behavior or whatever, bullying is wrong, but then when whoever was deemed guilty is cyberbullied into oblivion, we justify it. You know, they deserve it actually. Karma. It's tough because in some ways I understand. This is just the nature of the internet, unfortunately. Is it insanely naive to say, hey guys, no more cyberbullying? Even when someone sucks. And of course, on a personal individual level, I hear all these stories and I'm like, boo, screw that person. But I would just rather keep it in the group chat. But I may make a hopefully measured commentary video about it, so I know I'm playing a role in this. Generally though, my philosophy is to not glorify punishment.
That also goes into, I feel like, the surveillance state of where we are, right? With so many people when they have an issue at a restaurant or something and they got to pull their phone out. And it's like, oh, well, they messed up your order. Now the bitch has to get fired. Now they have to lose their source of income because they messed up your coffee. Or maybe they did have an attitude. Now they got to get fired. Shit, why not throw them in jail and lock them up in a box?
I think we all need to unpack and move beyond that carceral thinking. This comes up in so many topics. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Somehow I finished filming and didn't record an outro. Please, please, please check out my recent videos if you haven't seen them yet. Kind of been flopping in the algorithm lately because I have been posting less frequently, so I've got to build some momentum back up. If you can comment for the algorithm gods, that would be much appreciated. Stay tuned for more internet analysis videos. My schedule is packed for the summer, so you will be seeing more of me very soon. Okay, thanks, bye!